Sharkboy steps in a thick, brown substance and tastes it. Fireboy and Watergirl made a movie, but to avoid copyright, they swapped the names around. Don't correct me, I know I'm wrong. All they did was move the fire over to the girl and the shark over to the... Wait. Shark?
Hey.
I guess they moved the shark over to the boy. There's 3 main characters. First is Max. He has this incredible power where he can dream. No, not that dream. Next is Sharkboy. You may be thinking, what could his superpower be?
Hey.
He's Taylor Lautner. He can be any animal he wants. Last but not least is Lavagirl. She can shoot lava from her hands, and the 4th main character is George Lopez, but we'll get to him later. Sharkboy and Lavagirl came out 20 years ago, and today you and I are going to be the judge on whether it still holds up or if it's just another movie lost in that weird CGI era of the 2000s. We start off with a very inspirational quote. Everything that is or was began with a dream. So if everything started out as a dream, who dreamt of January 6th? When I dream of peeing, I piss myself. Now, Sharkboy wasn't always a shark. He just liked sharks so much that they called him Sharkboy. So instead of furries, is he a fishy? Seems fish. A storm threw him into the water and he got swarmed by sharks.
Hey.
They take him in as one of their own and teach him the ways of the shark. They tell him to always move forward, never back. But what if he drops something? One day, Max is out fishing and he reels in the catch of a lifetime. Imagine reeling in a human, then keeping him as a trophy in your bathroom. Relatable. Sharkboy talks about a place called Planet Drool and gets interrupted by Lavagirl, who just shows up out of nowhere. Do you think she set off the Ring camera? When she showers, does she turn into an infinite cobblestone generator? They end up teaming up and leaving to go to Planet Drool, but Max can't go because of school. Plot twist, turns out he's at school reading from his dream journal about what he did that summer. And everybody picks on him because that obviously can't be true. Hey, it's Georgie. His name is Mr. Electricidad, but
Mr. Electricity.
Daddy?
only one person believes him, and then it's Linus's turn. Linus is Max's bully. He does the stereotypical thing like calling him a dork. Then both of them have to stay after class. They get a talking to and are told to be friends, but that's impossible. How can 2 bros possibly get along? Lowrider tells him to stop dreaming and start living. No, you got the wrong quote. Stop dreaming, start fishing. Max goes outside and is met by Linus Tech Tips making fun of Sharkboy, but Max calls his drawing skills weak. He tries to steal his dream journal, but Max gets away. Linus has a Navy SEAL team on his side, scouring around the premises, blocking every possible exit. Max gets cornered, but that's not gonna stop him. He throws a book down the slide and darts after it. He makes the rookie mistake of getting the high ground, but loses his chance of having kids in the future. Linus retrieves the dream journal, then we cut to nighttime. Max is asleep and hears voices, then follows the footsteps imprinted on the ground to the kitchen. Whoa! Lavagirl makes sense for leaving marks on the ground because she's literally burning the floor. But how swampy does Sharkboy have to be to leave stains on the ground? I've spilled water on carpet before and it doesn't leave marks like that. That boy gotta hit the showers. Stinky. Santa Claus? What in the cookie cutter is that bite, Santa Claus? His parents blame him for eating all of the cookies and he gets sent back to his room. The next day at school, the one kid that believed in Max's story drew some fan art of Ice Girl and Dream Boy. Ice Girl over here keeps sneezing, then Max offers her to sit in her seat since she's right underneath the vent. Then Georgie pulls Max to the side and tells him to stay away from his daughter. What do we have here? Loser boy, loser. That might be a right angle on his shirt, but what do I know? I failed geometry. Max gets his dream journal back, but it's completely ruined and has scribbles all over. Linus shouts like a British king ordering for Max's execution. Then Mr. George Lopez, starring George Lopez as himself, gets a bit of a power trip, saying he knows everything and they know nothing. You really acted like Mr. Crocker over here with your... He's giving real Grinch energy. He teaches a 4th grade class. There's no reason for him to be stroking his ego like that. Then suddenly, a tornado makes the windows fly open, and while there's a commotion going around, Linus steals the book again. George Dolphin dives for cover, and oh my god, I'm gonna start fangirling. They ask where Max is, then everybody snitches on him. She walks down the aisle and sets everyone's paper on fire. Linus looks at the paper amazed, and Sharkboy comes by to tear that paper's butt a new one. And now Linus can't wait to tell Charlie Brown about this. They gather Max and say they need to go to Planet Drool. I feel like Sharkboy is always a mere moment away from just barking. They run to the ship and Taylor, did you accidentally press the spacebar? Max asks, how are they going to get to Planet Drool? The peculiar, inconspicuous shark-shaped rocket ship. They take off and fly to Planet Drool, but more like Planet Boogers. Am I right? Up top. They inform Max of his powers, but he doesn't remember anything. Attaboy, Max, we both got memory loss. Attaboy, Max, we both got memory loss. Attaboy, Max, we both got memory loss. Sharkboy looks at his phone like a Chad and says the planet has 45 minutes left before it dies. To fix it, they have to go to the Dream Lair, which is like a Lord of the Rings style journey without the dozens of hours of world building. They skateboard on a rail through an amusement park and come across a trap from Saw, a never-ending roller coaster. Max wants to save them, so they all fly up, but Max is held back because he's not a high enough level to access this area. Sharkboy and Lavagirl carry him by taking care of the side quest, and from a distance, you can hear George Lopez rev up those fryers. They call him Mr. Electric and say he's the reason behind Planet Drool being planet not so very cool. Up top, they show up on Mr. Electric's doorstep, but oh, brother, what did they do to my boy? He looks like Buzz Lightyear, someone who once had the job of bass boosting his theme song in every child's bedroom at 3 a.m. has now been blasted to smithereens. They try to stop him, but he took inspiration from Elden Ring and has a bunch of boss battles for each of them to fight. Jacob force jumps up several stories and is cutting down his electricity bill. He gets flanked and then gets the Luke Skywalker treatment. Now, Lavagirl does the Arthur meme and open fires lava into George Lopez's mouth. He pretends to die, then one-taps her like it's nothing. Max taunts a plug that's a bit too short, but hey, they're just a short king. Sharkboy comes out of nowhere, crushing it. Mr. Electric snatches the three and drops them into the dream graveyard. They land on a platform, then get yeeted off, making them belly flop onto the concrete. And Max breaks Sharkboy's entire personality. Womp womp. The Three Stooges find Tobor, an all-knowing robot he dreamt of before, but forgot all about it. ChatGPT looking at. Max asks how to save Planet Drool, and he says the answer is in his dreams. Cause of course it is. My dreams don't mean anything. Does a spinning jug of milk mean anything? Please tell me. Does drinking half and half straight from the carton mean anything? I hope so. It was chunky. So chunky. In order for Max to dream, he has to go to the land of milk and cookies, so they dissect Tobor and use his body parts to fly over to the train of thought. They try to drive the train, but hey, what do they know about driving trains? Nothing. So they jump to their death, so they jump on a cookie. Sharkboy steps in a thick, brown substance and tastes it. Max tries to sleep, but there's too much turbulence, then his parents show up and ruin the party. I guess it's impossible for these kids to be afraid of heights. Mr. Electric walks his dogs, and I thought silent farts were supposed to be the most deadly. Shocking. Meanwhile, Lavagirl tries to sing Max to sleep, and Sharkboy steals the show by belting out the national anthem. He should go on RuPaul's Drag Race. I am updating my bucket list as we speak. First thing on the list is to learn the RRR dance. Second thing is to learn this entire sequence. Even the part with flashbanging someone with a cup of water. George Lopez shows up with his army, and Lavagirl takes immediate action, but her powers are starting to dwindle. Sharkboy turns into Batman when he finds someone who jaywalked in Gotham. If you cross the street without the lights telling you to, you get a pole right through your stomach. Sharkboy lets out a primal roar and has a combo of over 9,000. He starts boasting, then gets zapped. Womp womp. Now, Max is trying his darndest, but his darndest isn't going to root and toot in his way out of this mess. Max dreams up a banana split boat, and they all escape. They arrive at the ice castle, and can you hear that?
I'll save you, princess. Let's have babies, princess.
Lavagirl is too much of a hothead and is afraid she'll melt the bridge, which she does anyway. Max realizes that the events that took place were scripted, and now they end up in Palpatine's lair. Planet Drool ends up being owned by Linus, who is now Minus. He does some rata-rata-ratas with some threats involved, and the Three Musketeers gets dropped into a cage. Sharkboy eats their way out and steals the book from this absolute psycho. They read through the dream journal, and when Lavagirl tries to read it, she cooks the book until it's well done. Lavagirl complains that she she's not compatible with Sharkboy, but Max says nuh-uh, which was enough confidence for a time skip to get the crystal heart. Max fumbles the ball and freezes Lavagirl, killing her instantly, cause like, duh. Oh my god, it's Steve. They bring them to the Ice Princess, and it's the Sneezer from underneath the vent. Elsa gives them the crystal and skateboard on Lavagirl's corpse. Sharkboy checks his phone, and it turns out they're out of time and the crystal doesn't work anymore. Lavagirl wakes up as the new Bugatti, and when Sharkboy jumps into the water, Mr. Electric pours a bucket of electric eels in, making him feel... Lavagirl says he'll drown, but he's a shark. What the crap? Lavagirl tries to save him, but that's just game over for her. This time, she's actually out for the count. Sharkboy any percent speed runs his way to the volcano and just tosses her in. I'm not sure how confident they were in that working, but Lavagirl becomes a god and pretty much turns into the sun. Max relearns his powers and meets with Minus to have the most anime-looking battle ever. In round 1, Minus shoots piranhas at Max, but don't worry, he knows the bubble blowing technique, which traps all of the fish. In round 2, we have brains falling from the sky, and Max is able to use the photo booth app on Minus to make him flop over. That doesn't stop him, and they just keep trying to see whose rock is bigger until Max tries to befriend him, which surprisingly works. Mr. Electric shows up out of nowhere and compares himself to the atom bomb that flies all the way to Earth to kill Max himself. Hey guys, wanna know something pretty stupid? Max wakes up. Yeah, he wakes up in his class and hey yo, Georgie got that sleeper build. Mr. Electric shows up and Linus tries to 1v1 him, but gets aimbotted. Max gives the Ice Princess vent lady the ice crystal and she's able to cause an explosion on the school grounds. Max learns that his parents aren't getting a divorce, which that was realistic, and talks about Sharkboy ending up being the king of the ocean, but needs a submarine to be underwater. Do you guys also find that a bit weird? Anyways, Lavagirl ends up being the light all around us and the story is over. Together, Sharkboy and Lavagirl make an infinite cobblestone generator. It released 20 years ago, and do you think it holds up? I'd say so. This was the most fever dream feeling movie ever, and it generated $72 million with only a budget of $50 million. Apparently, everybody hated this movie, but I thought everybody loved this movie. I know I'm not alone on this. For some ungodly reason, they made a sequel, and I'm not even going to think what kind of monstrosity that could be.